I am a member of the team Fab Lab Barcelona. It is a growing team. I started 5 years ago with Thomas Die, who is the director there. And today we have grown doing the Fab Academy. We also have the Green Fab Lab and pop-up mobile small Fab Lab and professional projects, investigation and Fab Kids. So there are many different projects that they are in Fab Lab Barcelona, and we are a team that is constantly growing. Me as an architect, I have been coordinating for a year. Also, I have been assisting in the digital fabrication class, and now currently I am mainly occupied with artistic residencies and projects, external projects, and also the Fab Textiles, which is a research line that we have.
Okay, and so the Fab Lab Barcelona is part of the IAC, the Institute of Advanced Architecture of Catalonia. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a bit more of how it works to have a Fab Lab in architecture school?
Well, IAC and Fab Lab, they are completely merged. They work together. We have 100 approximately students that they are our usual users, like they are using continuously the Fab Lab, since they get a training of 3 months in the beginning, and then after they can use all the machinery by themselves. I think that being in an architecture and also talking about new methods in construction, automating construction, material, and inside this innovative research, it's very important to have the infrastructure, but also not the infrastructure, the people that work in the Fab Lab to teach the students.
Okay, and so do you have also people coming from out of the school to use the Fab Lab, or is it like 80% of for the students?
We can say that the majority of the activity in the mornings is the students and the teaching for the 3 months, but also a big part of the educational programs that we have is the Fab Academy, which starts from January to July. And also this year, the first time of the Biohack Academy, the How to Grow Almost Anything, which is from September to January. And after that, we have workshops that they are workshops for people that they do not have any knowledge, and they come from the district or they come from outside and they want to learn and they want to make. So we have workshops that they are, let's say, more social and more open. And then we also have people that they come every day and they make their things. They can be artists, they can be engineers, they can be fashion designers. It's also from other schools around in Barcelona. There are many students coming from other schools. But also like the thing we like most is to grow with a person, to teach, like to see the first time that somebody will come and he will not have a big understanding of what he's going to do. And then like when he returns back and back again, and then he gets the knowledge so that he can do the things by himself after.
Okay, and so you talked about the Green Fab Lab in Val d'Ora, so it's in the mountains next to Barcelona. I went to the Val d'Ora Lab during Fab 10, so about 1 year and a half ago. And so how is it going in Val d'Ora, so in the lab in the mountain that was supposed to be like sustainable or self-sufficient?
So now we are having the How to Grow Almost Anything course is done in Val d'Ora.
Okay.
And we have Jonathan Minchin, who is the coordinator. And there are different activities that we are organizing, but it's difficult still because it is not like a continuous flow of activity. Still, they are, of course, people from the master program that they are going and they are doing the design with nature, where they are doing like fungi, furniture, or like they do windmills and machines that they are harvesting energy.
Okay.
And also they are, of course, there is a big movement now with the forest. There are many teams that they are taking out care of the forest, like as other activities. And then I think that I think that all the course of how to grow is oriented to the Valdaura projects.
Okay.
And you are linked to
Excuse me?
How are you linked to Federal Lab? Is it the same? It's an extension of Fab Lab Barcelona? Or?
I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
What's the link between Fab Lab Barcelona and the Valdora Lab actually? Is it the same thing, or is it
Two Fab Labs.
two different Fab Labs, or is that the same organization?
Yes, we are. It's the Green Fab Lab is directed as well by Thomas. It's in the same, let's say, and IAC. It's one thing, but they are different Fab Labs, and actually they have different objectives. The Green Fab Lab is now like doing the Fab 3.0 version of the sustainability. And Fab Lab Barcelona has already research projects that is developing, like the smart citizen, or like more into like the European projects that we are currently running, or like other kinds of. It's more mature, let's say, the Fab Lab Barcelona.
Okay. And I can remember that at Fab 10, the mayor of Barcelona committed to make Barcelona the first Fab city in the world, so to have a lot of like Fab Labs, or at least community and local workshops, so that people can make their own things and the city can become more self-sufficient. What's up with this Fab City program?
So actually, the Fabcity program is there was a pilot project implementing a Fab Lab in the district of Les Corts. So there was a Fab Lab in a Fab Lab Les Corts, and it's very active. It has a great community, and many people are going there to learn. It has a full program, and I think that it's quite tricky, like it's quite difficult because you are like a civic center, but the kind of education that you give is different. And it was like a big question if it was going to work or not. And I think that it's more than good. And now it's also the second one is open in Meridiana, and I think that they are doing the third one. So the Fab City project is running, and it's functioning, and it's real.
The political change in Barcelona? The mayor is not the same.
Yeah, because this project was proposed and accepted from before. And also it had a positive outcome from the first year that it ran. So I think that it's not about politics in this case, because it's the people really that they need it and they ask for it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So the Fab City is going on in Barcelona?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And could you tell us, you said you were an architect? What an architect, how an architect is interested in Fab Lab? What's the point? How did you came to Fab Lab Barcelona?
So initially I studied at IAC Institute, and my project thesis of at IAC was to make a 3D printer and print sand in the desert for remote construction building without moving any material in remote areas. And we hacked the shopbot, and we put a nozzle of sand pouring and solidifier, and we 3D print on sand. And I think that it was quite, after that we made many different kinds of machines. So I think that in my case, I would say that an architect shouldn't design the product anymore or the final outcome. An architect should design his processes, his tools, and his materials. If you design your process, your tool, and your material, then after the outcome, every time that you run the configuration and you get an outcome, it will be a good outcome because you have designed before all the things. So it's a little bit of change of the concept of design also, but I think that it's happening already. The fact that we are used to have, okay, an industrial designer will design a cup. But in this case, we don't want to focus on designing the cup. We want to focus on designing our material, our process of making it, and the program and the tool, and which will be the tool. So I think that more or less this is enough.
Do you think that the students now they get it? It's natural for them to think like you think.
Yeah, also like imagine that programming in computing, like in architecture, and now like students, they already come having a previous experience with the tools. And before, like 5 or 6 years ago, the percentage of the people that knew like parametric design or programming, it was a lot lower. And now we are also having programming into low-level education in high schools, and they are experimental alternative ways of teaching, of not having the in schools that they don't have actual programs, but they do studio-based research as if it was in the university. So I think that we are just the ones that on the chains of the generation, but the next generation, like in 5 years, they will all be a lot more ready, and in their mentality, the way that they should be thinking like that.
Do you continue on your project with the sound and 3D print, or was it only for your service?
No, currently I'm working on textiles, experimental digital fashion, because it's not because I am passionate or because my family, for example, they are all related to that, but it was because I was working in the Fab Lab for many years, and I never saw users from fashion school. And it was very weird because just next to IAC, to the Fab Lab, there is a fashion school. So I went there and I saw their academic program, and I realized that they do not teach any digital fabrication in the conventional school of fashion. And I started making workshops that they are soft fabrication or like experimentation in textiles and different kind of workshops that I wanted to experiment with. And after the first year, I had more community coming. Then the second year, I had a student that she developed all her thesis with us. And then the next year, the school bought equipment, and this year they already have in their academic program the digital fabrication part. So I think that in industrial design and in architecture we are already we can see it a lot, but in other disciplines not so much. It is the same for me. I would make a parallelism and I would say that it's like saying to a sociologist or an anthropologist to not to have theoretical research, but to have on-field research or have like different unconventional methods of researching that they are more hands-on. It's the same for the fashion students, no? So I think that they are in the education system. They are like things that they should be updated.
And they are not afraid of the prototyping part, that the fact that you have wires, you have maybe, I don't know, LEDs, it does not look like a very, fashion product and very clean design.
And the tool that you should use is only the tool that serves for what you have in your mind. If you can make it with a pencil and it's enough for you, just make it with a pencil. If you need the tool because you want to reach somewhere, then you will use it. You don't use the tool because you have to use the digital technology. So what happens is that it's not about putting the LEDs or making soft circuits. It's also about make your own textile, make like this project where we spray on the mannequin directly fibers and adhesives, so it creates a textile directly on the body, or making modular systems where you can configure a clothing and then deassemble them and configure it in another way, or making molds. So they are not only like the electronic part, but also there is a lot of experimentation in the digital fabrication part. And I think that the fashion students, that they are more like in this artistic, they are more artistic. They are a lot of hands-on, no? They are like craftsmen. They learn to model by themselves. So they are really positive into new ways of experimentation. Also imagine the fact that in all the years of teaching fashion, students always draw on flat and then they put on the body. We draw on the 3D, on the model, and we unroll to go to the laser cutter or the 3D printer. So also the mentality, the way they have learned how to think about clothing is different. They start from 2D and they go to 3D, and in the digital fabrication we start from 3D to go to the 2D.
Okay.
One last question maybe about the Fab Lab, just to know, to have a perception of how big it is. Can you tell us how many machines you have, how many people are working just like you and Thomas Diaz? Are you 2, 3, 10 people dedicated to the lab?
So we started 8 years ago with one machine.
Which was the machine? Which one?
The milling machine. It's yeah. And now we have 15.
Yeah.
But also it goes with the projects. If we have a project and we want to develop a project, then we will make invert on a machine that we will take out our project, and then we will have the machine. So we do not. Also, it's very important that you are updated with the technology, because machines, every year there is a new machine comes out, and you are a Fab Lab, so you have to have the latest technology.
And how many people?
And in the team, we are seven, I think.
So it's a big Fab Lab.
Yes, and every person has its own research line, role, level of freedom. It's quite also like each person can develop his own projects. It's quite interesting. It's like more horizontal hierarchy. So it's that everybody has his own project that he develops and his own like things that he needs to do. It's quite balanced.
Okay. I think we're good, and we have a bit of noise, but I think we are good. Is there anything you want to add? Maybe something we did not talk about? And
No, I've got a question about women. Because you said with the textile and fashion design, maybe you have, we have made several interviews of Fab Labs around the world, and there are not quite the same number of women as men. And so my question is it different at Fab Lab Barcelona? Do you have equality?
Yeah. And until last year, there was a big like difference. And after the project of the Fab Textiles also matured a little bit. It's 3.5 years now that we are making this. We are trying to make this community. And also, I think that this year, last year, we were like 60-40 or 50-50. It was very good. I remember some days that I was telling them, this is the first day that there is a majority of women in the Fab Lab. But I don't think that, I think it's always this issue. Of course, Google is giving an advantage. Google X, the Fab Lab of Google, let's say, is giving advantage of women to work there. Like if you want to get hired, you have 2 times more possibilities to get hired if you are a woman in Google, because they have less than 35%. Well, I think now with also with the fashion, but also with the Biohack Academy, because in biology you can see a lot of women, and that I think that it's a little bit stabilized and balancing.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's very nice, the project that you are doing. I really like it.